Hello friends. So we did a thing. We're planning a big road trip out west. So we needed a vessel to transport the family out west. So what we did, we bought an RV, a travel trailer, and it's raining, but I'm gonna try and give you a tour of the inside. So let's get going. Okay, so it is raining today. Raining, it's supposed to rain all day. And so what I really wanted to come out here and do was check and see if there was leaks anywhere, or if there's something that we might have missed during a walkthrough. So like around these seals, anywhere like that, I wanted to check and see if there's any leaks or anything, because that's something I want to get taken care of. But it looks pretty dry, so I'm excited. All right, so over the course of the last, I'd say 6 months, we've looked at a handful of travel trailers. And we had initially went to Camping World and looked there, and we looked at some hideouts. I had to look because my neighbor actually has a hideout. That's why we initially started looking at those, because we like theirs. It's compact. It fits in their driveway. They haul it with an F-150. Theirs just isn't a bunkhouse, and we needed a bunkhouse. It's an older couple, just the two of them, so they didn't need it. What we ended up going with is, we ended up going to South Haven RV and Marine and looked at the 2021 Grand Design Imagine XLS 21 BHE. We also looked at the 23 BHE that has the slide out, but we decided, because of our tow vehicle, which is the 2005 Toyota Sequoia, we went with the 21 BHE. And so far, just towing it home, it's the only experience I've got with it so far. It towed great. There wasn't any sway, and it had, a third fresh water tank, a third full. So anyway, here's the reasons we went with the 21 BHE. The first, it's the weight, right? And so this travel trailer weighs in at a little over 4,300 pounds dry. It's rated, because we bought a 2019. So let me go back there. So that was when we went to South Haven RV. We looked at the 2021s. By the time we actually got back to South Haven RV and we're going to put a down payment on it or deposit on it, it had already sold. Because of COVID and all the supply shortage and whatnot, they didn't know when they were going to get another one in. Now, I could have went to Lazy Days in Nashville, or over into Arkansas in the Conway or Cabot area, and picked one up from there. Pretty soon after we found out they had sold that one, a 2019 used one came on the lot. Now, I believe Grand Design started making these XLS trailers in 2019. So this is the first year model of the 21 BHE. That being said, we got almost $10,000 discount from 2019 from what we would have been paying brand new. And since this is our first travel trailer, we didn't care to get a used one and get the full experience. And then if in turn we would like to RV or use the camper a lot, we would go back and get the model we wanted. But this suits everything. This checks all the boxes that we needed so far. That being said, weight, like I said, this thing weighs 4,300 pounds dry. It's got a cargo capacity of a little over 700 pounds, which takes it up to about 5,300 pounds. Our tow capacity on the Sequoia is 6,500 pounds. So we are, with tongue weight, payload, everybody up in the vehicle, and then stuff back here, we are still about 1,000 pounds under tow capacity. And so I'm very comfortable towing that, especially the long distances that we've got planned this summer. The second reason we did it is it checks all the boxes for what we needed. We needed somewhere for me and Kristen to sleep. We needed somewhere for the kids to sleep. And the bunkhouse checked all those boxes. We didn't need it huge. We didn't need to go get another truck to handle some 10,000 pound trailer. We've been used to tent camping out of a Jeep Wrangler 4-door. This is going to be like a luxury suite to us. The kids got their 2 bunks. We've got the Murphy bed, queen size bed, and plenty of storage for for everything that we're planning on taking on this trip. Seating wise, this is the reason I really liked the 21 BHE opposed to the 23 BHE. Even though the 23 was a little bigger, it had the wall separating the master bedroom or the bedroom from the rest of the cabin here. The only seating you had was the dinette, which seats 4, which is great because there's only 4 of us. If we didn't want to all be squished together in a booth, the 21 BHE also, the Murphy bed folds up into a couch. So you've got 4 6-person seating in the 21 BHE. So all of us can sit here and watch a show and not be crammed together. Also in the 23 BHE, I was thinking, if the kids wouldn't have to be shoved up in their bunks if me and Kristen just wanted to occupy the dinette. So that was a big consideration in purchasing this. Just another reason we went with the Grand Design as opposed to the hideouts and stuff that Camping World had to offer is that Grand Design just seemed to be better build quality, and they offered more amenities on a more of an entry-level, non-entry-level RV. So we've got the powered tongue jack. It's got lights on the tongue jack. It's got the powered awning. It's got Bluetooth speakers outside and in. So the radio has 2 zones. So you've got Zone A and Zone B. You can have Zone B outside, Zone A inside, or you can be running them both at the same time. Also, it's Bluetooth, so it can hook up to my phone. It can hook up to the television. The television was also included, so that's another plus that the other ones just didn't offer. They had the TV mount, but you had to go out and purchase your own TV. It's got the Dometic fridge with the freezer and fridge. The Dometic fridge that we have is dual powered, so it's ran off gas or electric. So if you're driving down the road and you want to keep your drinks cool, use the propane. If you're at camp and you have electric, plug it up and that's going to run the fridge. So it's good to have both of those. Another point that I enjoyed was the countertops. It's got plenty of countertop space. It's got tension curtains. So all of these curtains over here and here are tension, so you just pull them down or back up. There's no cords or anything. They're not exactly blackout, I wouldn't say, but they are black shade. Another thing that we were looking at in travel trailers is showers and bathrooms. If we're at camp, you've got a restroom right here. You don't have to go walk over to the campground public restrooms. One more thing is a shower, and so having a decent shower was something that we wanted. And this one actually has a stand-in tub and a curtain, so you could actually be showering and somebody else can go in there and use the restroom or something and still have privacy on both sides. The next thing is storage. So we've been camping, like I said, we've been camping out of a Jeep Wrangler. So I've got 2 totes that carry all of my outdoor gear most of the time, and we throw those on top of the Jeep. Now, with all of this, like I said, it's like a luxury suite. We're open to bringing so much more stuff. The kids have plenty of storage, one on their bunks for their stuff, plus underneath is a whole storage underneath the bunks. It goes, half of it goes all the way back. So you've got that. You've got storage up front as well. You've got 2 little boxes underneath the Murphy bed, plus closet space on the edges, plus the pass-through underneath the front and above right here. So that's where all of our plates and stuff can go. You've got this is actually setting a cabinet right now. It's got 3 slots plus the radio. We also enjoyed it's got an air conditioner and heater, right? So whether cold or hot, you've got 4-season camping insulation AC and heater in here. There is a 20-foot, I want to say it's either 18 to 20 foot awning. It runs almost the entire length of the camper, which I like, and it's powered. So on my neighbor on their hideout, he has to manually crank that out. So ours is powered. That's another luxury that Grand Design has built in. You can turn the lights on and off outside, so you've got the LED strip that runs underneath the awning to give you that ambient light while you're outside enjoying that. Underneath the awning on the back side, it's an outdoor kitchen with a second fridge. So if we're hooked up to power and we're doing a lot of stuff like cooking outside and the kids are running around, we don't have to open the doors, come back in and get a drink out of the fridge. We can actually have a beer fridge outside, for everybody to get drinks and stuff out of. Plus it's got a 2-burner gas stove and enough storage. It's got another storage compartment under there for any other kind of cooking utensils or outdoor stuff that we want to store out there. So that's what I liked about that. All right, so we are new to this, and I knew there was going to be a bunch of stuff that we've got to get. But when we left South Haven RV, we just went in and I grabbed the basics. So I've got a sewer hose kit, a surge protector, and then we've got some Power Blue, so a waste eliminator. I got a 90-degree elbow because our water hookup on the other side is actually inside, and so I'll show you why I got that here in just a second. The Power Watchdog 30 amp, so that's just a surge protector, and it's got a Bluetooth app that we should be able to use on it. They did sell me on the bigger Silverback, so you're able to squeeze that. The reason I got that one is because if I see the kids riding their bike around the camping site or running, playing football, something like that, and they run over that, I'm not worried about them running over it and squishing it and it like just ruining it. So hopefully that one is a little more durable to the kids around camp, because I know they're going to be an issue and not looking out for the share hose. Alright, so let me show you this here. This is why we went with the 90-degree hookup, because our water valve hookup is actually in here. So we'll plug into this, and this will go in there, and it's actually will run out the camper better than having to run it up through here and then kind of angle it and have it drop down in there. So the water regulator is definitely going to be good having that. Hey, another reason we bought this one, it's one of these, it's motion sensor lights on both sides. So on some of the other models and stuff that they have out in the industry, they don't have lights back here. And so you're either got a headlamp or some kind of flashlight that you're trying to hold and then dig stuff out. And I didn't want that. I wanted there to be some kind of light for me to be able to see what I'm doing in here, because I know this is probably going to be a spot setting up camp that I'm going to be using a lot. And just knowing me over the years, experience camping, I set up camp late a lot in the dark, and so that's just going to be nice to have. One more thing we liked was this water hookup here. So you've got actually hot and cold water here, and then over there on the other side by the camp stove, you've got another water hookup. So if you've got out here and the dogs it's muddy, it's raining like today, and you've got the dogs that are just muddy and you don't want them inside, come right here, open this up, hook up that spray hose, wash the dogs off, and let them go inside clean, and maybe a little wet, but you can always dry that up. I'd rather do that than tracking in just piles of mud. So Kristen is looking at an 8x10 rug to put out here, and so when you wash the dogs off, they'll be pretty much on that indoor-outdoor rug, and so that's not an issue getting that wet. Shouldn't be good. So anyway, there's just a few things that I liked about this RV. Since I've got it set out here, this is the outdoor kitchen, the 2-burner stove, and the fridge. And then back up in here, once again, you've got more lights, more storage for any kind of anything that you would want out here. And I'm not sure, maybe that's paper plates or condiments or something when you're cooking hot dogs or something out here. So just something to think about. It does have outlets on the outside to hook up TVs and everything like that. Well guys, that is pretty much it. If you've stuck around this far, I appreciate you. Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you aren't already. If you have any more questions about the travel trailer or what our plans are with it, feel free to hit me up in the comments or direct message me. Love to chat with you. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Enjoy some footage of me backing this thing up for the first time at the house.
For the first time ever, he's gonna back up the camera.
stop moving the vehicle.